Everyone thinks I am a cold, heartless workaholic, but the truth is, pushing people away is the only way I keep them alive. It started with my high school sweetheart back when I was just 18. We were inseparable, always falling asleep on my parents' old living room couch. Right before graduation, she started getting horrific migraines. Then came the tremors, and within 3 months, she was gone. The doctors called it a bizarre, aggressively rapid neurological decay, a 1 in a million tragedy. 4 years later, I moved to Chicago and shared a cramped studio apartment with my younger brother. We were best friends, staying up late and talking about our dreams, until he started dropping his coffee mugs. Until he forgot my name. He died just 2 weeks after his 23rd birthday. The exact same symptoms, the exact same baffling death. By the time I was 28, I was absolutely terrified of myself. I didn't know how and I didn't know why, but I knew I was a curse. Anyone who got too close, anyone who shared my quiet, safe spaces, died. So I shut the door on the world. When I met Elena, I tried so hard to walk away. She was warm, funny, and relentlessly stubborn. I eventually married her because living without her felt impossible, but I refused to let her in. Not really. I took the graveyard shift, purposely working 60 hours a week. I picked stupid, exhausting fights just to keep a wall of tension between us. I never slept in the same bed with her. I told her I had severe insomnia, that I tossed and turned, that I needed the guest room. She cried. She begged me to open up. She called me distant and cold. It broke my heart every day watching her feel so unloved, but she was alive. My cruelty was her armor. Then came our little girl, Maya. When they put that tiny baby in my arms, every wall I had spent a decade building just crumbled. I couldn't do it. I couldn't be cold to her. I quit the night shifts. I spent every evening rocking her in that wooden nursery chair. I would read her bedtime stories until my voice gave out. When she had nightmares, I would lie down on her little rug, holding her tiny hand through the crib rails, falling into the deepest, most peaceful sleep of my entire life. For 5 years, I felt like a normal human being. Until one morning, Maya dropped her favorite cereal bowl. It shattered on the tiles. My blood ran completely cold. I knew that sound. I knew what it meant. I rushed her to the ER, begging the doctors to run every test imaginable. They ran MRI scans, everything. It was a brilliant neurologist from a research hospital who finally caught it. He looked at my medical history and saw a note from when I was 16. I survived a freak lightning strike while exploring an underground cave in New Mexico. I walked away without a scratch, or so I thought. It is a dormant fungal spore, the doctor explained, his voice shaking. It fused with your nervous system during the electrical surge. You are immune, but you are a carrier. I stared at him, the room spinning. He told me the spores don't shed normally. They only release from my breath when my heart rate drops to a state of absolute, profound relaxation. When I was deeply, truly at peace, I was toxic. All those years, my constant anxiety, my stress, the bitter arguments with my wife, the intentional distance, kept my heart rate elevated. It kept the spores locked inside me. My misery had literally kept Elena safe. But Maya, holding my little girl, feeling perfectly safe, finally letting my guard down. My love for her, the peace she brought me, is what killed her. Elena found out the truth an hour after Maya took her final breath. She stood in the sterile hallway, looking at me like I was a monster. You stayed away from me, she whispered, her voice cracking, to save my life. And you held her because you loved her, and you destroyed her. She packed her bags that same night. She didn't leave because she hated me. She left because she knew if she stayed, I would never forgive myself. Now I sit alone in this house, wide awake, praying I never find peace again.